If you're watching this video in 2026 and you have a zero money, zero experience, and you are saying it to yourself, bro, can I start SMMA agency or it's already too late? Let me be very honest with you. SMMA still works. But the problem is, if you start the way most YouTube videos teaches you, there's a very high chances you will fail. I'm not saying this from a theory or from something I read online. I'm saying this because I'm actively running a digital agency right now. Like right now. I have been in an agency space for more than a decade and I'm still in it. And in this video, I will show you a very clear beginner-friendly roadmap to start a digital agency in 2026 with a $0 investment, and how you can realistically build it to your first $10,000 per month. You don't need a fancy tools, paid ads, or an influencer lifestyle. Just a laptop, internet connection, and the willingness to actually do the work. So if your goal is genuinely to make money online and not just keep watching videos, stay till the end. I have segmented this video in different chapters. Starting from chapter number 1, what SMMA actually is and what it is not. First, let's clear the biggest confusion. SMMA stands for Social Media Marketing Agency, but the most people misunderstand what that actually means. SMMA does not mean posting reels for clients. It does not even mean replying to the comments. It does not mean making Canva post every day for your client. In 2026, business don't pay you for efforts. They pay you for real results. At its core, SMMA is very simple. You help a business get more customers using online marketing and digital systems. That's it. Now let me explain what I mean by systems in very simple words. A system is what happens after a lead comes in. Someone fills out a form on your client's website, or someone calls a business or sends a message on Instagram. What happens next? Do they get reply quickly? Do they get reminders? Does someone follow up properly, or does the lead just disappears? In my agency right now, we generate lots of leads every single day. But the real challenge is not getting the leads, it's managing them properly. Most businesses are not struggling to get leads, they are struggling to handle them properly. Which takes us to a next chapter, why SMMA still works in 2026 and what is actually dead. You will hear a lot of people saying SMMA is dead. That's not true. SMMA is not dead. Bad SMMAs. What doesn't work anymore in 2026 is telling clients, we will handle your social media marketing, or we will post content without any business goals, running ads without tracking, or getting leads and never following up. Selling a vague promise like a brand awareness to a small business sucks. Let me explain you with an example. If you go to a dentist and say, I will increase your brand awareness, he will probably look at you, okay, but how does that help me? You need to understand dentists want more patients. That's it. SMMA will work as long as platforms like Google and Meta exists, because business will always need customers. Businesses has always been simple. Getting customers, serve them well, and keep them. In fact, in 2026, the opportunity is even bigger. More businesses are getting online, more competition is coming along, and that means more need for marketing. But the truth is, more businesses still don't have a proper system in place. Even businesses spending money on ads mess up basics like follow-up system, booking reminders, and tracking their conversions. That's where beginners agencies like yours can win. You are not doing random marketing, you are solving a real business problem, which takes us to chapter number 3, real agency case study from my experience. Let me give you a very real example from my own agency so you understand this clearly. We had a client who was spending thousands of dollars every month on SEO and Google ads. From the outside, everything looks fine. Traffic was coming in, leads were coming in, money was being spent, but inside the business, it was a mess. Their funnel was broken, leads were entering into the CRM, but no one was properly following up to those leads. There was no reminders, no clear ownership for the sales team. So we didn't increase their ad spend. We didn't even change their SEO agency. Instead, we audited their entire pipeline. We looked at what happens when a lead comes in, who contacts them, and what happens if the lead doesn't respond. Then we set up a very simple email and SMS nurturing campaign so that leads were automatically guided back to the offer and booking pages. We also aligned their sales team by creating a clear deals opportunities and follow-up tasks so no leads can be ignored. And here's the interesting part. We didn't change traffic or ads at all. Within a couple of months, follow-ups were increased, response time were improved, and revenue went up by 300%. Yes, 300%. With the same traffic, same ads, same business. The only difference was the system in place which we have made for them. That's why SMMA in 2026 is not about running more ads. It's about fixing what's already broken, which takes us to chapter 4, beginner mindset, why most people fail starting a digital agency. A lot of people think you need money to start an agency, but you don't. What you actually need is a skill, outreach, and a confidence. Most agency beginners fails for these 3 reasons. First, they overthink everything. Second, they scared of outreach. Third, they don't do enough volume. Overthinking looks like worrying about a perfect niche, logo, or agency name. You don't need logo to make money. You need a client. I have seen an agency who was doing 2 million annual recurring revenue from a single landing page with one offer and with one marketing campaign. So you know that you can actually reach to that point without having all the stuff. Let's come back. Fear of outreach looks like worrying about rejections, right? But business owners are busy. If they say no on your face, they forget about you in 5 minutes. If you are sending low volume, which looks like sending 10 messages and then saying this doesn't work, this is a numbers game, man. Your mindset should be simple. Do outreach every day, improve every week, and don't quit early. And automate wherever possible. And most importantly, your first goal is not $10,000 per month. Your first goal is first client, which takes us to chapter number 5, how I get my first client. With my experience, I didn't started my agency, I started as a freelancer. It took me 6 to 8 hours to deliver that gig, so financially it made no sense, but my goal wasn't money at that time. My goal was learning, delivering properly, and getting positive review from that client. I treated that client like they were paying me $10,000 for that particular gig. I used that one result and one review as a mini case study and started showing similar businesses what I could do for them as well. That one small client gave me confidence, and confidence makes closing the next client much easier. If you are starting out, don't focus on hourly rate, focus on learning, proof, and momentum, which takes us to chapter number 6, where we will be discussing about different steps of starting, building, and growing your digital agency in 2026. Step number 1, pick a niche, who you can help. Now let's talk about how to select your niche. Before anything else, you need to understand what a niche actually means. A niche simply means who you can help. That's it, nothing complicated. In 2026, the beginner rule for niche selection is very simple. You should pick business that already have a money and already need leads. This is important because if a business is already making money, paying you become easier for them. Some good beginner friendly niches in my understanding is med spa, dentists, chiropractors, gyms and fitness studios, roofers, HVAC, plumbers, the home services industry, immigration consultants, coaching institutes. Now, why do these niches work so well? Because one customer is worth a lot to them. If a single customer gives them $500 or even $2,000, they can easily afford to pay you $1,000 or $2,000 a month. Now let's talk about a niche you should avoid, especially as a beginner. Avoid niches like restaurants because margins are thin and operations are chaotic. Avoid beginner e-commerce brands because tracking, creatives, refunds, and logistics make things very messy. Now, how do you pick one niche quickly without overthinking? Use this simple 3-step formula and you'll be able to do that. First, can they pay? Meaning, do they already sell something above $300 to $500? Second, can they fulfill? If you bring them leads, do they have the staff or capacity to handle them? For an example, if a clinic is already overloaded, you won't be able to help them, right? Third, Is the pain point obvious? Can you easily see a problem like a bad review, slow response time, weak follow-up, or no booking systems in place in their business? Concluding, you need to pick one niche today, not tomorrow, today itself. If you want, I can also make a separate video where I can rank niche in details. Let's move to step number 2. Make a simple outcome-based offers. Now, we come to a most important part of this entire business model, your offer. Does skills matter here? Yes, but your offer matters more. Most beginners make a very weak offer like, I will do a social media marketing. This is too broad, dear. Understand, business owner doesn't know what they will get. Instead, your offer should be outcome based. Something like, I will help dash niche get more bookings by fixing their lead follow-up and increase conversion rate. Let me simplify this even more. You are setting up appointments, not marketing. Now you might be thinking, how will I do this with the $0? This is where the beginner SMMA in 2026 becomes smart. You start with a no ad or a low ad offer. Here are some beginner level services that almost every business needs. For an example, fix missed calls, add instant text back messages, add follow-up sequences, add booking links and reminders, track lead in a simple pipeline, provide your client with weekly reporting. Now, no business want to miss an incoming customer, so these services solve a real pain. Now let's talk about the pricing. As a beginner, you should not charge peanuts, but you also shouldn't go crazy. A realistic beginner pricing range is between $800 to $2,500 per month, in my understanding. A clean structure can look like this: $500 setup fee, which can be optional, $1,500 per month retainer. Now, how do you justify the pricing? You need to do a very simple math here. If one new customer gives the business $1,000 in profit and you help them get 10 extra customers, that's $10,000 in profit for that business. Paying your $1,500 fee is nothing for them. Now let's talk about a risk reversal, because this helps beginners close faster. Risk reversal simply means reducing fear for the client. For an example, 14 days free trial. Set up first, pay after the results, or cancel anytime option. Just make sure you don't overpromise. I personally ran an offer for a mortgage brokers in Canada, and if you want the exact offer details, let me know in the comments and I will share it with you. Let's move to step number 3. Get clients with free methods. Now let's talk about client acquisition. This is where money is actually made. You should pick one method and stick to it for at least 30 days. Do not try everything at once. Let's talk about method 1, Google Maps outreach, which is a very beginner friendly. Open Google Maps and search for something like dentists near me, or plumbers near me, or med spa in specific city. Look for a business with a bad reviews, no response to reviews. Maybe they have old photos, weak websites, no booking links, no visible follow-up system. Then send them a very simple message or make a call. Here's the script you can use. Hey, I was checking your Google profile. I noticed you are getting inquiries, but response time is slow or booking is not smooth. I help clinics like yours to set up a follow-up and increase bookings. Would you like to get on a quick 2 minutes audit call with? That's it. No long pitches and you're hitting the bullseye. Method number 2 is Instagram DMs. Find businesses and send them short messages like, hey, quick one, I notice you are getting comments and DMs, but responses are slow. I help dentists convert more inquiries into bookings using a simple follow-up system. Do you want a quick audit video? Method number 3 is cold email, which is my favorite and most scalable. Email works if you do volume and follow-ups on time. A cold email has 4 steps. 1 line of personalization, 1 clear problem, 1 simple benefit, 1 call to action. Here's an example I used for mortgage brokers that got more than 50% of open rate and around 30% reply rate. Let me give you a complete email. Subject line, which says new mortgage lead. This works because they think they got a new lead in their inbox. Email body looks like, hey mortgage brokers, I can help you generate 30 leads in next 30 days and help you close at least 1 client each month. If you don't close, you don't pay. Reply yes if you are interested or no if you are not. Now understand, if they reply yes, voila, great. If they reply no, it will still help to build your email reputation. Always follow up after 2 days and again after 4 days. Most replies comes from follow-ups. In terms of volume, you should aim for 20 to 50 outreaches a day. We used to send more than 1000 emails a day, but we had a team in place to control that. You can start small and scale as you want. Some tools we used, or you can also use the same. We use Novio and Instantly.ai. I follow this guy LeadGen J for cold email outreach strategies. He's awesome. Let's move to step number 4. Deliver results with a basic system. Now let's talk about delivery. Delivery is not as hard as people think, especially if you keep your offer simple and set clear expectations. This is where you become a real agency owner. Delivery has 3 parts to it. First, setup. Second, follow-up. Third, reporting. In week 1, setup includes collecting access to their Google business profile, website, landing pages, call tracking, if possible, booking links, lead forms. Then you move to setup. Missed call text back, auto replies for form leads, reminder messages, lead pipeline tracking. Now let me explain you pipeline separately. A pipeline tracker simply means tracking leads as new leads, contacted leads, booked, and closed leads. Moving to week 2 onwards, focus on follow-ups. Make sure leads are handled fast. Speed matters more than the fancy ads. For reporting, every week you should share lead received, leads contacted, bookings done, wins, and next steps to your clients. Believe me, clients don't want long reports. They want clarity. Now at this stage, I strongly recommend using Go High Level because you can manage most of these things inside one single platform, which is Go High Level. You will find my link in the description if you want to try it with an extended trial and extras which I give it to my community. Moving to step number 5. Now let's talk about how you can get to a $10,000 per month goal. The math is very simple. If you charge $2,500 per client, you will need just 4 clients to hit the $10,000 mark. Even a $1,500 per client, 7 clients get you past $10,000 per month. This is not about managing 100 clients. It's about having a few good clients and keeping them for a longer run. Believe me, retention is a real cheat code here. Your focus should be get your first client, deliver properly, get a testimonial, repeat outreach, and slowly increase your pricing. I hope this all makes sense to you. Before you close this video, I want you to pause for a second. Think about what we actually covered today. We did talk about shortcuts. We never talk about overnight success. And I didn't promise you that this is the easiest way to make money online. What I showed you is a real practical path to start SMMA or digital agency in 2026. The same way agencies are actually running today. We started by understanding what SMMA really is. It's not about posting content, not chasing followers, but helping businesses get customers using systems. Then we talked about why SMMA still works, not because it's trending, but because businesses will always need customers and most of them still struggle with a follow-up and conversion. You saw a real case study from my agency where we didn't increase ads or traffic. We just fixed a very basic system and results followed. We also talked about mindset and why most beginners agency owners fails. Not because they are bad, but because they overthink and avoid outreach and they might quit too early. I also shared how I personally started small with a very small paying freelancer gig just to learn and build a proof and how that one client changes everything for me. Then we went step by step on how to pick a niche, how to create simple outcome-based offer, how to get clients using free methods, how to deliver results with the basic systems, and finally, how to retain clients and realistically scale to $10,000 per month. So if you take just one thing from this video, let it be this. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start. Your first goal is not $10,000 per month. Once you get the first client, confidence comes. Once confidence comes, execution becomes easier. And once you start executing consistently, a result follows. SMMA in 2026 is not about being flashy. It's about being useful. It's about solving a real problem for real businesses. If you are serious about this, don't just close this video and move on to the next one. Take action today. Pick your niche, write your offer, send first outreach message today, even if it's imperfect. And if you want me to go deeper in this video, to talk about exact outreach methods I use, sales call scripts, word to word, delivery checklist, or even how I run system inside my agency, comment SMMA below and I will know to make part 2 of this video. Thanks for watching till the end. Now it's your turn. I will see you in the next video.